You want to say all praises and honor to Yahweh,
Hashem Yoshai, Hashem Mekakadash.
and double honors to the apostles, to the elders of Pavement Stone. Shalom to all brothers and all here across the world. We're pushing this truth in our sincerity and in our honesty. Shalom also to the few sisters. Yeah, this is the brother from the James camp. Yashamai.
I war.
I know one who I'm listening, hopefully it defines to the elect out there. Right, because it's all about the elect. Right, and we live in a world, our society today, with majority basically doing what they feel like or do what they will. Mentality, that's the world we're living in right now. From the head to the tail. Right? It's all about dollar bill. Right? But in Asian time, going back to Asian time, right, you have our forefathers, right, they basically was man of integrity or man of honor. Not like the society, because these things are really pushing the society. Right? The only men who really push these things is men of the Lord. Starting our apostles and elders and down. Right? And how about Shemir is getting ready now to get rid of the society altogether. Right? That's the reason why the Heavenly Father is setting so up at the head, right? 144,000 and the rest of the third, which could basically, when I get delivered from the coming chaos, and all who die on this side, but the born back in the kingdom in the right mind, because the society is finished.
Gone.
Right? One brother?
Says Job.
I give one.
This is Job 8 and verse 8. It says, For inquire, I pray thee,
Gone.
of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
Yeah, because people say whatsoever thing was written aforetime was written for our learning. Right? Our learning today. Right? Because in the society as I mentioned, they really teach us nothing as men.
Gone.
Right? We live in a feminist world. Right? Everything surrounds women. Right? So the society will teach us nothing as men. But people say, inquire. Right? At the farmer age. Ask the old part where is a good way. Right? Because back then men basically men of integrity and men of honor. Not like now. Right? Because all different type of things coming out, the leaders, involved in all different type of ranks.
Good.
Right?
To say leaders of these people
Cause them to help.
Gone.
Right? Our foreparents go through a lot of things in order for we, they are today.
Gone.
Right? Even all Lord and Savior Yahushua, he died on the cross, so we could basically, come back to Yahweh. Right? Become the ultimate sacrifice. Right? My brother?
This is the book of Romans 15 and 4.
Huh?
Romans 15 and 4
What?
says, For whatsoever things were written of aforetime were written for our learning,
Gone.
that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
Yeah, they make up hope.
Gone.
Right?
Yeah. That's it. The scripture tells us the things that were written of aforetime, then through the scriptures we might have hope. Then, because scriptures tell us of how the fathers of before used to hack. The integrity where they may have,
Yeah.
them not sell out,
Willing to die.
willing to die.
That basically
What they
give
believe
up
in,
them.
man. Yeah,
Right? And least good thing in the society, even the celebrities them, or your entertainers them, you see all of them sell out. Majority of them sell out. The things that basically they do. Even the pastors them, in the society, the pastors them look up to as a leader or a role model in the society. All different type of things coming out. The TV jets. Going back to even 2020 out here in Jamaica, when the big seas thing that take place, right? And them start, released, so they go give, you have to take them juice, take them juice, you have to lose your work. You can't fly, you can't do all these things. I would say a lot of pastors, on local television station out here in Jamaica, I encourage so-called Jamaicans to basically, take the juice, right? So see all these people look up to, right? They're basically fraud.
see my leaders, man. See?
Right? But then things wasn't like now. But we live at the time now when Yahweh Hashem is finally going to get rid of society all together and start all over with the elect. Right?
Scripture Ecclesiasticus 2 and 10. It says, Look at the generations of old,
What?
and see did ever any trust in the Lord, and was
Yes,
confounded.
give us a look at the generation of follow. Did they ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? And never happened. Right? Look on our forefathers. Right? Look on Daniel in the lion's den. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Look what them go through.
Joseph
Right.
in Egypt.
Gone.
Yeah.
Stand firm. Right? Hold him integrity.
And Job.
Job. Look what Job got through. Right? Job lose everything. Right?
Still
And still hold firm. And even the time, as Skipper say, what? A woman that did not comfort her husband in the time of distress, like weak hands and feeble knees. When Job need a wife comfort, the wife basically tells her, curse God and die. And him still hold out. Right? These things are basically written for our learning today. There's a reason why these things happen. So we can learn today. Because we live in our world, as I mentioned, where certain things have been taught to us. Right? As men.
Gone.
Right? Right?
And look, that trust in the Lord
Gone.
and was confounded,
Right.
or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken?
Gone.
Or whom did he ever despise that call upon him?
Because the whole Bashmesha always deliver our people. Especially for the prophets, the men of the Lord. Right? Even get deliverance by even death.
Gone.
Because that's a part of even deliverance. Because even certain men die, but they die with honor.
Yeah.
Right?
With him integrity.
Yeah, integrity, willing to die than to give in.
Gone.
Right? And we were in this truth now, we're supposed to use these things as a marker for us today, because we're approaching the time now where the scriptures speak about John in the island of Patmos, him saw certain men who get beheaded, in the near future. We now give in and take Esau, Edom, horrified. Give in and take Esau, Edom, see him.
Gone.
Right? All these things written for our learning. We don't know if we are part of that number. But hopefully, either way, the Heavenly Father give us, that spirit to endure to the end, just like the men of old. Right? The Hebrew boys, they can't get on the Go on.
It says, for the Lord is full of compassion
Gone.
and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins,
Forgive sins, because our poor is a merciful
Gone.
God.
and saveth in the time of affliction.
And save it in the time of affliction. Right? So even in the time of afflictions, with our affliction now, with greater afflictions and greater trials they ahead, you're going to save us, so we have to believe it. Just like when we not of old. Right? You're going to do the same thing for us. So I'm greater this time.
Gone.
Right? Go on. Yeah.
Alright, this second Maccabees 6, let me start at 17. It says, but let this that we had spoken be for a warning unto us, and now will we come to the declaring of the matter in a few words. It says Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and of well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh.
Yeah. And today, I can't become among the people as some joke.
God.
To tell or joke, especially so-called Jamaicans, Shamili from a tribe of Benjamin, that according to the scripture, you're supposed to eat pork.
Good.
Right? Then basically they make fun of you.
God.
A majority of the time. Because that's one of them favorite meat out here in Jamaica.
So man we say Rasta.
Especially the Christian,
Yeah.
especially pastors.
God.
Right?
Let's see all the Rasta I do a video. So-called one of them so-called dready. And them eat a plate of pork right now. But Rasta, things like them them say Rasta used to burn out one time. See? Him take out a plate of pork and like him use it as a mockery, and I says, and then we have say Selassie.
Yeah, because
Selassie a pork of Selassie favorite dish, and him eat this, and this make him healthy and strong. Yeah, that's a joke thing, man.
yeah.
And them everything them a choking at the face of the Most High.
I wish you not subscribe to them Rastafarian, madness. Right, but if you show you Jake, how much people
gone backward.
Everything become a joke now. And it's have to show you how the Heavenly Father are great, because people show us why certain things very important. Right, because we learn the contrary to what the scripture said, because back then man willing to die and feed pork. Now we see men now making fun.
Making fun.
I make one video in it or something, as some joke. So when the Heavenly Father bring the judgment, right, we are gonna understand. We understand and know why bringing it up. Right? Because it becomes so wicked and everybody want to show off themselves on social media, so doing some form of wickedness, because wickedness in the society put as good thing. And righteousness put as bad thing. So people proud of doing wickedness.
Why is the
right?
evil? But that's good, they have no knowledge.
That's the truth. Jake fit this description perfectly. Why is to do evil? Right? Go on, brother.
But he choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination. Spit it forth and came of his own accord to the torment. It says, as it behoved them to come that have resolute to stand out against such things as are not lawful, for love of life to be tasted. But they that had the charge of that wicked feast, for the old acquaintance they had, which the man taking him aside besought him to bring the flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use, and make as if he did eat of the flesh
deceptions
taken from the sacrifice.
And that's show you how they're deceptive too. Because they're trying to use that now to get the people to believe. Because people look up to them leaders. Right? So him whether, right, this thing written for our learning today, whether for die. That's why let's stain upon him name. So you want to eat food and pretend to poke him out to the other people. So Jake can see it and follow.
Which is right.
Right? One brother?
So and I see with a lot of the leaders them out here, man. Them cause the people to err. Even the politicians them, the prime minister, because they are the ones who came out in a such time when them not give out the juice. Them come on national TV and say, boy, them might be the first to accept it. Even though if them accept. But guess what? But to just in the public eyes, to show us a boy, them do it. Them do it so the public can follow too.
Then take it, they might lead and take it, you have to take it too.
So them do it in a deceptive way to the people, man. So the people are running come take it. So the same thing they want Eleazar to do now.
This time was basically.
But back then they want Eleazar to do. Back then, but this bring theme food when lawful to eat, and eat it and make it look like a feed them sacrifice, which is the swine flesh. So the people can follow him. And give in to it. It says, eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king, that in so doing he might be delivered from death, and for the old friendship with them find favor. But he began to consider discreetly, and as became his age and the excellency of his ancient years and the honor of his grey head, whereon was come, and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and give by Yahweh. Therefore he answered accordingly, and and willed them straightways to send him to the grave. So him tell us, kill me and send me to the grave.
Yeah.
See? But me not gonna do this
Delete, yeah.
and deceive my people, them, man. If you eating this, man, better not kill me. See? And see, in the time to come, at the same mindset we as men of the Lord, I forgot have, man. See? So peradventure the Lord put that spirit power. See? If we go through it, man. Yeah? The Lord say, he that keepeth the word of my patience, I will also keep them from the hour of temptation.
Because those kept
Keep the word of my patience. I will keep thee from the hour of temptation when it come upon the earth and upon the world to try everyone.
Yeah.
Zin? So, Revelation? It's Revelation 3 and verse 10.
Go on.
It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
Yeah, so even if I say because he kept the word of patience, he also keep us from the hour of temptation, which is approaching that time right now. You know, when Esau, Edom going to make, you know, the MOTD, we are seeing them run them of them first test run on human trial. Sunday gone.
Neura.
Them Neura.
Gone.
You know, the Neuralink thing. Alright, so Esau is really rolling out them sheep. I can make it become mandatory worldwide. But Scripture said, Lord will keep us.
Gone.
Right? And it's going to take a lot of faith to make it through the days to come. Right? So these things are written full time, was it for our learning today? Right? What?
It says, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation,
Gone?
which shall come upon all the world
Gone.
to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Gone.
Thus saith Lord, man.
So,
Keep in word. It says, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
because no man take a crown. And we basically working for, receive, that crown. We generally, Ezra, saw the vision of Yahushua,
Gone.
Yahushua crowning the elect.
Which is right.
Right, Ezra saw Yahushua crowning the elect. We were part of that number. That's what we basically working for. We're very close to that time right now. We used about all things that we see happening on the earth right now. Even the MOTB we see Esau coming out with now, we know we're very close to that time. Right?
So the Lord said, I'm going to restore and judge that before.
Gone.
And counsel as at the beginning.
Gone.
Then, so that's the way we as a people are going to become righteous, see, and live the way how we're supposed to live in the earth. Now we see it's Lord said, made thee a noble vine, and how has thou become that degenerate plant.
Gone.
See?
Straight vine.
We gone in a whole different manner, a lifestyle, and the people have gone, man.
Yeah, all
See?
different things
Yeah, man.
involving now.
All praise to Yahweh Hashem Shine in wake us from that sleep of death and bring us to the truth and give us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to just push through at the moment. Hopefully we'll be pushed through until the end, man.
Because we're in some serious times.
Gone.
All of us gonna get tests. Our faith gonna test to that limit.
Gone.
Right? It's like Prophet of old. As brother even read about earlier as well.
Gone.
So our time is coming up shortly.
Yeah, we 7 Hebrew brothers.
They said Hebrew brothers will go through.
Yeah.
Right?
Them get them members cut off, tongue cut out, them hand cut up side and foot thrown in a frying iron and fried.
Hey, can
You
you
know this, man?
bring it out? Second Maccabees 7.
Okay. So, second Maccabees 7. What the mother? That time mother. See? Alright, so second Maccabees 7 and 3. It says, then the king, being in a rage, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot, which forthwith being eaten, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first. I'm going to start out more.
Yeah, Pastor,
Yeah, we start at 1. Alright, so 2 Maccabees 7 and 1. It says, it came to pass also that 7 brethren which with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips. But one of them that spake first said, thus what wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers.
Yeah, this is the mindset, of
Yeah.
men back then, in the ancient time. Right? Look totally different from us today.
Can.
Right? As I mentioned, this world we grew up in really teach us nothing. Right? How to basically be a man.
Can,
Or teach
can.
us how to have honor or integrity. That are really pushing the society.
Which is right.
Right? Because as I mentioned earlier, the society is basically over the West, especially over the West here. It's all about the whole feminist thing.
Can.
That's basically what pump, in the society heavily, all around. Right, but back then things wasn't like now. Right? But then men, right, you have integrity, even young men back then. Right now, fast forward to now, these young men, the things that they've been involved in one now, out here in Jamaica, is voodoo, witchcraft,
Can.
right? Chop line. That's what basically believe in. But back then
Right.
things wasn't like now. Right? A total different thing from now. Right, go on, brother.
It says, then the king, being in a rage, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot, which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first,
Yeah.
and to cut off the utmost parts of his body. The rest of his brethren and his mother look on. Now when he was thus maimed in all his members, I mean, say man cut off all his body, cut all his members, them hand, foot, in all his members, he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire and to be fried in the pan, zin, and yeah, man, fry him alive, man.
Fry him alive.
And was and as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, yeah, saying thus, zin, the Lord Yahweh looketh upon us, and in truth art comfort in us, as Moses in his song,
Done.
which witness to their faces declare, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants. See? So when the first was dead, after this number, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock. And when they had pulled off the skin of his head with the hair, they asked him, wilt thou eat before thou be punished?
Right, I'm sure he's a very
Cool man.
very cruel man. It's the things that they do back then going
Can.
back during the time of the Greeks. So. Like skillful to discharge current work.
Which is right.
Speak about it.
Calling on
And they are
God.
way more advanced.
Ways
think-
of it.
Torture, And they
Yeah.
have a lot of equipment now. In this time we're living in. So imagine them all this time around.
Can.
Like what?
It says, to punish throughout every member of thy body.
Right.
But he answered in his own tongue, in his own language, and said, no, wherefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did. And when he was at the last gasp, he said, thou like a fury takest us out of his present life, but the King of the world shall raise us up, who have died for his laws unto everlasting life.
So, you know,
Yeah.
it's going to come back.
Yeah.
Right?
Die with the integrity, man. Then, and die, we believe that the Lord die for us. Then, and you go through the same afflictions, bear the same pain, man. Hey, just have faith in the Lord and give you what that life, man. A better life. It says, after him was the third made a mocking stock, and when he was required, he put out his tongue, and that he put out his tongue, and that right soon holding forth his hands manfully. They say put out his tongue and the hand them, so cut them off.
Yeah, if it dies, that's it. And then, you already see what happened to
Brothers them.
brother number 4. And he's willing to basically, you know, give up.
Yeah.
Willing to basically die. Don't have to eat. Like what?
And said courageously, these I had from heaven, and for his laws I despise them,
Yeah.
and from him I hope to receive them again.
God said, believe that you will get them back.
Yeah.
Faith.
Yeah.
That's faith, yo.
Faith, man.
Yeah.
Big faith. See? In so much that the king and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage,
Yeah.
for that he nothing regarded the pains. See? It says, now then, this man was dead also. They tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner. So when he was ready to die, he said, thus it is good being put to death by men to look for hope from Yahweh to rise up again by him. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection to life. See, afterward they brought the fifth also and mangled him. Then look he unto the king and said, thou hast power over men, thou art corruptible, thou doest what thou wilt, yet think not that our nation is forsaken of Yahweh. Yeah. Because in basically I tell him, I say, boy, you have power over man. Same thing, Yahweh shall tell Pilate. Yeah, say you know the power to do nothing unless it was given for you from heaven, man. Zin? So these men where they do them things, they not consider the most in them thoughts, man. Zin? Zin? But abide a while, and behold his great power, how he will torment thee and thy seed. Yeah, tell him, man. Say, after him also they brought the six who being ready to die, said, be not deceived without cause, for we suffer these things for ourselves, having sinned against our God. Therefore marvelous things are done unto us. See? So these things, we suffer, we sin against our Father. So these things that we are going through, we are bearing indignation of the Lord. That's what I say. Until he plead my cause. But think not, thou that takest in hand to strive against Yahweh, that thou shalt escape punished. See? But the mother was marvelous above all, and worthy of honorable memory.
Mother, this is a mother back then. Basically already have an honorable
memory.
Right?
Then memory. For when she saw her 7 sons slain within the space of 1 day,
right?
She bare it with good courage, because of the hope that she had in the Lord. It says, yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language, filled with courageous spirit, and stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach, she said unto them, I cannot tell how ye came into my womb,
Right.
for I neither gave you breath nor life, neither was it I that formed the members of every one of you. Zin?
Right. Let me show you the different mindset
Yeah.
of woman back then
And today,
and today.
gone.
But today, though, them take there. But tell us, but them with this and them with that.
Gone. She's right.
Show you the difference between now and back then. Different mindset.
Yeah.
Go on, brother.
It says, but doubtless the creator of the world, who formed the generation of man and found out the beginning of all things, will also of his own mercy give you breath and life again,
Right.
as ye know, regard not your own self for his law's sake.
Right.
Yes. So whatever you lose on this side, man,
Because everything I lose on this side, I will receive 100-fold.
oh, can.
Right, and the fold basically go back to times. 100 times I receive everything I lose on this side.
Can.
Alright, give me one more scripture.
The Lord's name's sake, yeah?
The Lord's name's sake. Give me one more scripture. Give me Proverbs 3 and 25. You can close out.
Alright, so
Proverbs 3 and 25.
it's in the book of Proverbs
3 and 25.
3
And 25.
25.
One.
It says, Proverbs 3:25 says, be not afraid of sudden fear,
Done.
neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh.
So what's be not afraid of sudden fear. Right? So you ever say, oh, they shall think of peace and safety, sudden destruction and come upon them. So they're supposed to put fear of sudden fear. Right? And I'll tell you the reason why.
Can.
Why, brother?
For the Lord shall be thy
The
confidence,
Lord shall be our confidence. Right?
and shall keep thy foot from being taken.
Son, see how much measure will be for us. So continue on this path until the end. Right? Say in the days of famine, we're going
Yeah.
to be satisfied. We're not going to be ashamed in the evil time.
Right.
In the days of famine, we're going to be satisfied. Stay, on this path until the end.
That is right, man.
Right? Hopefully, this was edifying. Also exalting to the brothers, the first sisters out there.
Can.
Yeah, pretty soon, we'll leave Babylon. Yeah, shalom.
Wow.